Next station, I'm together with Matt, and we're going to do some work on the neck. So what is your trick you do on to the neck?
This station here, we're doing fretboard leveling. Basically, the fretboard starts out as a square piece, and we're going to radius the entire fretboard. We're also going to make sure that the inlays are properly glued in and everything. So basically, the only thing we do is you check its level, make sure that it's all level. You use this jig right here. It's at a 10-inch radius, but you can have different radius fretboards depending on how much angle you want on it.
So are all your fretboards constant radius, or you do starting at 9 going to
We do different
16?
radiuses, yeah, anywhere from I think 9 to 12 possibly.
Okay.
But yeah, basically you just sand on this jig, get it radius, and get it level. Make sure that there's no problems with the glue and the inlays, and then it's good to go. It's a pretty simple job, but it's actually a pretty important job because it affects the tone and how the guitar plays along the line. So.
Okay.
Yep.
And how does it look like when you do your job?
What does it look like?
Yeah. So that's that on video.
Yeah, no problem. This is the jig. You put a piece of sandpaper on it, and you just set it down in the center, and you keep it centered the entire time. And when you go along, you want to go up and back in even strokes. And you just make sure that the sawdust that's left is pretty even and looks square, just like the fretboard. And then that'll make sure that it's radiused and level and all.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Thank you. We work ourselves up to the next station till we finally see complete guitar.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, here I'm together with Andrew, and we see a neck that needs some inlays, typical PRS inlays. We made a stop earlier, and you showed us in a quick walkthrough what you do, and I think it's worth telling everybody else from our internet blog what you do here to get those birds into the neck.
Well, first we start out with the inlays here. We get the inlays, all individual pieces. They're all numbered with numbers, different numbers for the birds, indicate us where they go on the fretboard. And we clean off the fretboard, get all the wood fragments and stuff off of it, and we set the inlay in. And when we set the inlays in, we glue them to seal up the holes and hold it together throughout the whole process going down the assembly line. And when the glue hardens, we take it onto a sand belt and we sand it down to keep it completely flat and intact. And when that's done, we sand them down, and then we take it through the slot machine and we slot them for the frets to be put in. And that is actually right here where we slot the necks. Put it in this table right here, secure it, turn it on, slide it through, and all them blades, circular blades, makes a nice clean cut down the fretboard for the inlays to be set in.
Okay.
You know, the frets kind of hang over the side, and then they snip the ends. Okay. And when they go down to that side, they grind it down to smooth the ends out.
Alrighty.
So no sharp ends or anything on the side of the neck. It's an amazing, process how it goes through, because you think that, it's a simple little thing, but no one really knows how much detail goes into making the necks.
Yeah. Alrighty. So thank you for the quick stop and tour, and enjoy your day. Thanks.
Thank you. You too.
We are at the next station. I'm with Dee, and we're going to talk about sanding a guitar.
Yeah.
Make it shine.
You don't make it shine.
Make it shine?
No.
Not yet?
No. When you get it, it's already shiny.
Okay.
And then you have to...
So that's after painting at the moment?
after painting, after they get the paint on, they get a clear coat of poly.
Okay.
Which is this. It's clear coat of poly.
Okay.
Then you sand this down and level it. Make sure it's flattened where it needs to be flat.
Okay.
Then you see if it has any run in it. Yes, see it right at the edge. And then you just flatten it out and make your scratches go one way.
Okay.
And if you feel it right here, you can go right up on it. And there's nothing left.
Yeah. Level.
Yeah.
And then you clean it and it comes back shiny as
No,
clear.
I clean it. After I clean it off, I send it to the preppers.
Okay.
And then they prep it, make sure there's nothing wrong with it. Any pinholes, any kind of debris in there,
Okay.
they get it out. And they tape it up if it needs to be taped up.
Okay.
And then it goes forward. And then when it goes forward, it goes to top coat.
Alrighty.
And then if it needs color on it, they get a color.
Yeah. Okay. So to go from the raw wood to a lacquered guitar is about like 25 steps. Because it seems to be very sophisticated. It's not just rub it down once, put lacquer on
it's
it,
not. No.
wait until it's dry. It's more like do some trick on it, get it back, check it, cross-check it, double-check it.
Yes, you're always checking.
Put the next trick on it.
Right.
And then there's much more work into it than you would expect from just spraying a guitar.
Right.
It's
It's not from point. It takes more time.
Yeah.
It's a lot more time because every station you have quality control,
Yep.
and it has to meet that certain quality before we send it out.
Yeah, good. We as the customers appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, thank you for the inside view.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
You too.
And continue on that beautiful baby here. Love the color.
Thank you.
Okay, Musiker-board, we're at one of the stations, and at least for me, because I don't know it, how does the color get into the guitar?
Well, guitar comes over to us with no stain on it. We apply it to a rag and then just pretty much rub it on the guitar.
So it's rubbed into the wood and then the wood takes the color?
Yeah, the curl will really grab the stain.
So it's part of the wood take more color or remain darker, the other one remains lighter. Yeah. Is that levels in there, or is it just a different wood structure that takes different amount of liquid?
Well, some of the wood's more dense, so it will hold the color more.
Okay. And we start with sort of doing a full paint here, and then we start to rub it away and massage it in.
Well, we've got two different kinds. We've got sand outs where we put the stain on, ended up sanding half of it out.
Okay. So that's basically like the Kobe beef version of massaging the wood.
Yep.
Okay, Kobe is probably the right expression for a quality guitar like this. Thank you for the short info. Okay, PRS Factory tour. We're in the lacquer department. I'm with Jeremy. Mm-hmm. I had the chance to have an interview with Paul, and we were talking about finishes and how thin the lacquer is and all that. Can you give us some information how you get your beautiful babies that shiny?
Basically, we have to sand them after they're cleared. We sand everything, sand the whole guitar down, and then buff all the scratches out on the entire guitar. It's all done by hand, one piece at a time.
And during that process, do you sort of measure how much lacquer is left?
No, we just hope we don't burn it. If we burn it, we have to repair it. So.
Okay. Yeah. So the lacquer is sort of trying to protect the guitar against influences from the outside world.
Right.
At the same time, be as less hindering as possible to the sound and the tone.
It's a sealant, but it's also part of it's part of the look of the guitar and everything. So it serves a lot of different purposes. So it protects the wood, it protects, but it's also, the thing that you notice most about the guitar is the finish. So.
Yeah. Okay. And in regard to necks, I've seen some of the necks that had been painted or clear coated as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen others that just look like oil finish or rubbing.
Right. It's that's just I don't know how to describe that finish. It's just kind of like an oil finish that we put on those.
Okay.
It's just really just a sealer. It's not really doing much of anything to
the neck. Okay.
Yeah. Generally, those are maple necks too. So.
Okay. So that's Jeremy from painting.
Yeah.
And you can look around here and see plenty of the beautiful guitars and finishes. And there's a lot of good ones, a lot of different ones.
Those guitars have all been sanded.
Yeah, and I would believe I'll probably be home in that zip code or in the blue one back here, if it would be me.
Yeah, the blues are nice.
Which is one of the problems of the factory too. It gives me too much impressions and options, and
We have a lot of colors.
yeah, I have to figure a way around my wife too. So thank you.
No problem.
Enjoy the day. Hi, together with Chuck and final assembly of the PRS Factory, and which is good that we picked you because we've seen millions of guitars. Now we see a bass as well. I've been with Paul at the Thomann factory on the weekend in Germany, and he brought his bass player in and he demoed the bass as well, which is a really good player and a good piece of gear he's using. What do you do in final assembly, and what is the checks you run through until you have the instrument set up?
We install all the hardware. When we get the guitars, there's nothing on it. No tuners, no pickups, anything like that. We install all the electronics, put the tuners on, we string it up, and then I'll check the first fret height and then cut the nut using our files, bring it down to where the height's supposed to be, check the 12th fret height, adjust our saddles and our intonation, and then play check it on the amplifier and make sure everything works like it's supposed to.
Okay. So everything is played and checked. Okay. On the more quiet version or full power?
Oh no, full power.
Full power?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we gotta get it. We gotta crank it and make sure everything works and sounds like it's supposed to, as if you were playing it on stage.
On stage, okay. How much time do you need for finishing one of these with the component? Obviously, it's different if there's like a trem involved in the guitar or stuff like that. But you spend some time with it? You get the chance to know the name of the guitar?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much about an hour to hour and a half for the basses right now.
Okay.
We're just getting started, getting used to the process of putting them together, but it's about an hour and a half.
So how many babies you have to let go per day?
It's right about 4 right now.
4 you have to let go?
Yeah.
After building up a relationship?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for the information.
Okay, you're welcome.
And that looks good.
Thank you.
The bass is a new department.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We figured it out. Thanks.
Thank you.